What's up, everybody? Welcome to Water. My name is Tyler, and I am your real-life remembrancer. Today, we're checking out Games Workshop's latest announcement. It is the all-plastic Legion Tactical Squad, Mark 6 Beakies, ladies and gentlemen. So let's jump right in. The most important thing here that they talk about, in my opinion, is the scale and the posability. So first of all, let's start by just taking a quick look at the models. First of all, I think they look freaking amazing, to be perfectly frank. I just think they look super good. They mention in the article that the models are posable. Now, at first glance, I was like, I don't know, these look kind of monopose, right? They have a lot of similarities to maybe like the Black Templars kits that we've seen more recently. Just, a lot of people, a lot of Marines sort of walking, or maybe in a more stylized bent pose. This guy's got his heel up, that kind of thing. And you look at a model like this that's walking and turned and everything, and at first glance you kind of get some monopose vibes, but actually if you look closely, it does appear that pretty much all the torsos are separated at the waist from the legs. Obviously we'll just have to wait and see the sprues to be sure, and there are some examples like this one where maybe not, maybe this torso and these legs are all together. But if we get legs that are split from the torsos, I'll be pretty happy, because frankly, if you can spin this guy's torso on these legs and maybe use a different pair of arms, like if this set of arms fits on this torso as well and vice versa, that would be sick. If this guy could be standing with his legs like this but still holding the gun kind of like cocked with the finger on it, that would be amazing. So all in all, I would say I'm very impressed. If you look at them closely, they've got these gorgeous curves in the model. I love that. Obviously, the look of the armor is dictated by the pattern, but just the way these knee pads kind of come together and will be extremely easy to edge highlight. I really like that. All the edges are really crisp, and that there's a lot of space between the edges. This forearm looks pretty long. It might just be that this this elbow guard rather is kind of shorter than it is on like a 40k Marine, like maybe Primaris, which would come more down like this. And so, I really do. I like them a lot. And at first I was kind of turned off by the all the pouches. The pouches kind of felt a little bit like Primaris-y to me. Obviously, the addition of like lots of leather pouches and grenades and stuff, obviously we've always seen them on Marines. It's not like they're anything new, but they're way more prevalent on like being on like almost every single Marine in a basic unit now with Primaris. So initially I was a little turned off by the all the pouches, but honestly I think they look good, and I do think that they help to sort of they pair well rather with the fact that the models are larger, which they do say in the article. I don't know if I've mentioned that yet, that the models are in fact larger, and that's something that I want to get to in a minute. But ultimately I'm just really impressed with how they look. I think they're dynamic. I think if they're as posable as they say they are, and the torsos aren't connected to the legs, at least not on all of them, then I think that'll be friggin' sweet. I don't love the bayonets. I understand that that's like a that they're there because they would be there, and so in that sense I appreciate it, but I don't know, I don't love the bayonet look with the Space Marines, but that's just obviously like a personal thing. It's not a big deal. But yeah, God, the models look so good. So obviously you have like these scrolls on this guy as well, and I just think that's super cool. You don't really see bits like this. They're pretty. I mean, I haven't seen anything like this on any model really, and I could just be missing it. I'm not saying I've seen every model, but yeah, I just love that there's all these little things going on, all these fun little bits to paint just on a sergeant. That's really cool. So I want to talk a little bit more about what they said, because I think what they said in the article opens a lot of questions for me. So they've referenced in the past, when they initially announced Horus Heresy, that the Mark III and Mark IV pattern armors that they sell in plastic already under the Horus Heresy banner they referred to those as like modern, right? And then in this article, they referred to these, when they announced the box set, they said that they were going to update Mark 6 the same way that Mark 3 and 4 had been updated. But then in this article, they say that the models are larger and not as bow-legged. Well, first of all, these two are really bad examples because these two are just as bow-legged as a Mark 7 Tactical Marine, right? Like they've got the bent knees, they're down low, their feet go all the way to the edges of the base. I'm not sure, I think that these models are going to be a lot shorter than these models, the ones that are like almost totally straight on one leg. I think they're like this guy's like probably the most standing up, and this guy's probably shorter. Even though it doesn't really look like that. Clearly this image is actually bigger now that I look at it closely. This base is bigger than this base. That's weird. But maybe that's to hide it. Actually, tinfoil hat, maybe that's a little bit on purpose. Maybe because they're talking about scale, they actually increase the size of this model so that they look to be the same height. When really, like, this guy, I think, is kind of crouched down. Obviously not quite as much as Mark 7. I exaggerated a little bit there, but definitely still, these guys are definitely still a little bow-legged. So I guess what I'm getting at is the not conflicting info, but just, I guess they have insinuated that they're not going to update 3 and 4 again, right? We're not going to get like a true scale 3 and 4, but I'm curious, let me know in the comments if you think that the current 3 and 4 kind of are true scale. And moreover, the point that I want to make is if these models are bigger than the Mark 3 and Mark 4 in plastic, isn't that going to make the Horus Heresy community upset? Because the Horus Heresy community, far more than the 40k community, as far as I can tell, cares about things like the scale and, obviously your model's like looking the part, right? It's a historical war game. And if you want to buy a squad of Mark 6 Beakies and mix them into your other squads because that's how your Legion would have been kitted out, then wouldn't that be like weird if these guys are like big enough to notice? So I'm definitely interested to pick up a kit of these. I will definitely be buying these and kind of see how that matches up. Because I think if these are noticeably bigger, and I don't think they will be. Personally, I don't think they will be. I think they'll be maybe like percentage points bigger, but to the naked eye, I don't think it'll make a difference. Whether they're standing up straight or kind of squatting down or whatever will, I think, have more impact on who's taller than who in the end. But, a lot of it too could come down to how big the backpack is, how big the backpack kind of sits above the head can often attribute a lot to the silhouette of a model. So we'll have to see how that pans out. But I just thought that was interesting that they've kind of like referred to 3 and 4 as already brought up to speed, but then they refer to these guys as larger. And so, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Something else that I want to mention is that just looking at my notes over there, that the Mark IV armor is out of stock on the website. Now, there's obviously a 99.999% chance that it's just being reboxed with the new Horus Heresy artwork or logo and everything. Right? We know that. It's almost a fact. 99.9% chance that that's true. But what if we got new Mark IV? I don't think they'll update Mark III because that's like pretty specific. But what if we got new Mark IV, and what if they did the Legion upgrade bits in plastic? Because they have said that the Legion specific stuff is staying resin. Now, obviously, that definitely includes things like the elite options and the Legion specific dreadnoughts. But there were rumors on Reddit, rumors that seem wildly unsubstantiated, so please don't take them. I mean, literally a whole thing of salt. You got to drink the whole thing, the whole shaker of salt. But there are rumors that the upgrade kits, specifically that like upgrade sprues. So the way that I read it, and again, it might as well be BS, right? But the way that I read it was that like they'll get upgrade sprues for each legion, similar to the upgrade sprues that we have in 40k. So instead of like right now on Forge World, you buy a pack of shoulder pads and a pack of heads, and there used to be packs of torsos, but the only way to get those now is recasters, as far as I'm aware. So you would, it was so that you could buy a blister pack of 10 of whatever you were doing, and you would buy a kit of guys that was 10, and it was just easy. You would just swap them all out, right? And you'd make the whole squad Legion specific with your 3 blister packs. What I'm hoping for is that this rumor, this unsubstantiated rumor, is correct, and we actually get 40k style upgrade sprues for each legion. So imagine you get, a Terminator shoulder, a Cataphracti Terminator shoulder pad, and then you get like 5 shoulder pads, maybe 3 in Mark 4 and 2 in Mark 6, or something like that. I don't know. Maybe 2 in Mark 3 and 3 in Mark 4. Because I don't know, dude, is Mark 6, do they even like have, I guess they would have like painted on chapter. Yeah, they could have chapters, but because they're just the flat ones without the trim, maybe they wouldn't be included. But and then like an upgrade thing for sergeant's weapon, something Legion specific. A Dark Angel could have like an upgraded plasma thing or whatever. You get my drift. And then you could have just like other little bits and stuff, little Legion specific tokens and trinkets. So yeah, if we can get 18 upgrade sprues, I mean, it's kind of pushing it, but it's kind of not. It really does, frankly, fall in line with what the Horus Heresy is, and I think Games Workshop understands that like the Horus Heresy community is one that would really would buy a lot of that stuff, right? Right now the upgrade sprues in 40k, it's like totally optional, right? You could buy a squad, and if you don't have the upgrade kit, like literally nobody cares, right? It's like a totally personal preference kind of thing. Whereas I feel like Horus Heresy players would like 100% of the squads of Marines would have, there'd be like a 95% like throughput rate of purchases of the upgrade sprue in addition to the squad. I think that's like kind of a no-brainer. So fingers crossed that's what happens. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I've got on the Mark 6 reveal. I definitely am super impressed, like I said before. I freaking think the models look great, dude. I just think they look great. They still capture the Horus Heresy feel. They almost, I think it's just because of the way they painted them and how like glossy this is. I think this might be that turquoise contrast paint actually as like a base that they've done here. I could be totally wrong as well. I'm making stuff up, but they almost look like resin to me, which I think is a good thing. I think they look super detailed, and yeah, I'm just really impressed, and I love all the like how each of the different leg plates here you can see have like different forms of shapes and stuff. If we look at this one, it's completely plain. This one's completely plain. Some of them have like, obviously they've just painted them opposite here, but they have these little things. And then like this one's got the rectangle, but this one's got these ovals, and this guy's got the ovals. So, or actually just one oval and then 2 little tabs. So they're like all different. And God, frick, man, I'm so excited. I'm super amped up for these. I did not expect to wake up and see this video. And so I'm super pumped. And I will probably be cutting these leather straps off of the bolters because I don't like painting them. And that's it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And please let me know down below what your thoughts are on this release and what you think about the scaling differences between Mark 3, 4, and now 6. Thanks, everybody. Take care.